Thank you so much. Great to talk to you.
I've interviewed you a couple of times before, but it's a pleasure to have you back on the air.
Well, thank you.
So let's go back to when and how you came into bluegrass. I know you were born into bluegrass music.
That's right.
Yes.
Musical family. Yeah, people say, how did you ever choose bluegrass? It's like, I didn't really choose it. It kind of chose me. It was a way of life. It's what my family did. And so and 5 generations of my family have played bluegrass music.
Amazing. Yeah.
So I started singing when I was 3. So when I started singing, then I just automatically joined the band.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, you're on.
So you were thrown into it more or less.
Yeah, it was just, you know what, I just thought everybody was at their house doing the same thing.
Exactly.
It wasn't like, would you like to do this? It's what my family did, and it was something that they played daily. And my dad would eventually when I went to school, Dad would pick me up from school and we would play till dinner. And after dinner, friends came over and we'd play till bedtime.
I see.
So
yes.
it was a very intense life of playing music. It's what they loved. And,
it was just the way it was.
It's fun.
Exactly.
It was the way it was. And it was fun until I got to be a teenager. I found out that Barb Wheeler and Tommy Parsons were at the skating rink. And then I was a little upset about that because I didn't get to do that because my family's still playing,
For sure.
But I'm so grateful now. Yes, that's kids and they prepared me for what I do. So I'm very, very thankful to them that they did that now.
True.
Well, when you're a kid, you got other things in mind. There's other things you want to do.
And there's other things, like you say, that you want to do, and other things that are happening. And exactly, I understand. Yes. Right.
Yeah. I grew up in the family, and it just basically made its way then until what I do today. So, and like I say, they prepared me. Yes. I'm very grateful.
So I understand when you went solo, though, that your dad was not entirely happy about it.
He was not happy at all about it. He's like, I said, well, what do you want? What do you expect me to do? He said, I expect you to play with the family all of my life.
Yes.
It was probably a selfish motivation, but you know what? At least he was honest about it, and he wasn't happy that I was going to do my own thing, but later he embraced that, and he was very proud.
Okay, so he did embrace it finally.
He would be so proud to know that I'm a member. He did not live to see the day that I was a member of the Grand Ole Opry.
I see.
He would be so proud of that, though. That would be, that would have been his greatest accomplishment.
Yes,
he would love that.
So, also, would it be safe in saying that Jim Ed Brown brought you to Nashville?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
I mean, I did the show You Can Be a Star, and he was my first experience of I guess, not necessarily Nashville, but performing away from my family for the first time.
Okay.
Because I had only been in the safety of my family, and that's a whole different thing when you're working with someone else.
That's true. Yeah.
So and learning that, because when you're in your family, it's like your brothers are fighting. You leave your socks out. It's not a big deal.
No.
When you're on a bus with other people that
it's a whole different atmosphere.
Colleagues, yeah, yes. You know what? There's something that you learn being on the road. Now, I not that I was, I guess, I knew how to travel. I knew how to travel on a bus.
Yes.
But I think it's the not realizing that this is not my family. Everybody has a bit of a different motivation. They're not here for me. That becomes everybody's, it's kind of everybody's for yourself.
Exactly.
And so you kind of got to look out you got to look out for yourself on that.
That's true.
And I'd never really had to think about that before.
So it was quite a different on-taking or whatever. Yes.
Yeah. That atmosphere was way different.
Exactly.
You're not in the safety of, and you know what? It's probably like if somebody going out on their own, maybe going to college and instead of staying in a dorm in college, because when I went to college, I still lived at home and I just commuted, so
yes.
I didn't have that community of dorm life. But this was my first on-the-road bus life experience and traveling with others. So it's very similar, though.
For sure. Going into your career a little bit, you have recorded a great tribute to Bill Monroe back in 2001. That is one of my all-time favorite songs. Share with us how Is the Grass Any Bluer on the Other Side came about.
Well, it was, people they'd pitch you songs, and this came from what they call a song pitch. And a lady that I knew, that she knew the song was written, and she sent it to me. I'd worked with her in country music years before.
Yes.
And a group of writers had gotten together, and just right after Bill Monroe passed away, and on that writing session that day, they said, let's write something. Bill Monroe just passed away. Let's write something in tribute to him. And so they wrote that song. Here's the crazy thing. I think his name is Corey Batten. He's one of the writers on there.
Okay.
And he had came to Nashville, was writing songs, and had that dream of writing songs, being a Nashville songwriter. And he had been there, I guess, for quite a while. I don't know how long.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, that dream, he never got any songs recorded. This is later on, after I've recorded this, and this became Song of the Year and everything. And he said, I had given the day the publisher called him, he had packed his car up, and I want to say he was going back to Arizona someplace. His car was packed, and he was about to lock the door, get in his car, and drive away go back home and give up being a songwriter. And before he got to his car, they called him and said, Rhonda Vincent has recorded your song. So mine was the first turn. He's this amazing songwriter that's had all kinds of cuts now, and I love that that song was a pivotal.
Changed your life, and it also changed his life. Then.
Amen. It sure did.
Oh, that's great.
I had no idea, but when we just recently performed that on the Grand Ole Opry 100. Yeah. Yes.
So share with us what it's like to be at the Grand Ole Opry and an official member of the Opry.
Oh my, there's just nothing like it. I love being there, but to walk in and just I was really, really, still there's always this butterflies in your stomach.
Yes, I'd imagine.
When they say it's a family, it truly is a family, and it's like people reaching out, and if you had a need, or just the camaraderie and the family atmosphere and the encouragement. I mean, it is amazing. I never really understood. It's like, oh, it's an Opry family. Oh, wait a minute. I have my family. I don't know what you mean by Opry family, but when you become a member, there's an automatic embracement that these people embrace you and they support you, and it's just wonderful. I cannot be more thankful. Just love being a member of the Opry, and thank you, Lord, for that opportunity.
Exactly, that's right, Rhonda, and it's a pleasure to see you on the Opry, or in my case, hear you on the Opry nightly, yes.
Oh, nice. Yes. I love that we can hear it wherever we are. Exactly.
It's a lot easier nowadays to hear the Opry than it was back when I was a young lad, but it's all crystal clear now, yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So this coming month of August, you're appearing here at the Spencerville South Grenville Bluegrass Festival in Canada.
I'm looking forward to that. I've never been there before.
Well, that's great.
Yes. I'm so excited. We have so many friends there.
Yes.
And the Addams family. And so, yeah, I can't wait.
For sure.
And I think Larry Stevenson is there with us. And,
that's right.
He's a friend of ours, so it's like we're just bringing the friends with us and meeting new ones, hopefully.
Well, great. It'll be my first time seeing you, so I hope you do my song, Is the Grass Any Bluer?
Yes, be sure to remind me. I will try to make a note of that, but if we don't, I just tell people, just yell it out. If you have a favorite song, we'll try to do it for you.
Oh, great, Rhonda. Yes, for sure. Okay. And so you were named the Queen of Bluegrass Music. Share with us what that means to you personally.
Well, that was in 2000, and that was my very first Rounder album, kind of my introduction to the, I guess, a worldwide bluegrass audience. They did a review of the album back home again, and I was like, I couldn't believe it when there was an article in the Wall Street Journal, and I didn't even know that the Wall Street Journal did reviews on music.
Exactly.
And here I am, and people, there's these men who are reading that, and they're coming to our shows in their suits, after work, but it was a wonderful thing, and it's talk about a title that has continued on to say you're Rhonda Vincent, the new Queen of Bluegrass.
Yes.
And I guess I really didn't understand it until now. I see how people embrace it. And then there was an organization in Iowa, and a few years later, and they said, okay, you were proclaimed that by the Wall Street Journal, but we want to officially do a coronation of that.
Oh, nice.
And so they gave me this beautiful tiara, and people in their minds, I guess, think that I wear this tiara around all the time, waving as the Queen of Bluegrass. But it's a wonderful, it's a wonderful thing. It kind of describes what I do, who I am, and I've embraced it. I love it.
And it's a very deserving title for your career, too, yes.
Well, thank you.
Because you are also very well and very highly decorated award-wise, too.
very, very thankful for, that. I look at the awards, the Grammys, and I look at those as, we work really hard, we create new music, and people, it's like somebody saying, a job well done. Good work.
Exactly.
And so we appreciate that.
Yes.
And I travel with award-winning musicians. They're all so very amazing, and we just love them. We love bluegrass music and feel thankful that's what we get to do.
When you come up here, will you be driving or will you be flying up?
No, we should be in what we call our Bluegrass Express.
Oh, nice. Yes,
yeah,
great.
That's our hope anyway.
Now, I also understand that you recorded a couple of duets with different people over the years, but including Gene Watson.
Yes, I did an all-duet project with Gene Watson. I've been fortunate to sing with some of the greatest singers in country music, and I also did another one with Daryl Singletary.
Yes, you did.
And I love singing with both of those guys. Miss Daryl. Most recently, about a year ago, I discovered that Zach Arnold, my guitar player, he sings the song One. It's the George and Tammy their reunion song, and so we're able to put that in the show now, and I'm very excited for that.
So what is it like to sing with Gene Watson? I know you guys do a duet once in a while on the Opry. Like I said, listen quite often. Yeah,
I mean, I love singing with him. Like I say, one of the greatest voices. He's had over 70 charting songs.
Exactly.
He's a song guy. His songs are all so great.
Yes.
And so I always love a chance when I get to sing with him, and people love it. The very first time that I went to his show, I guess it might have been 2000 and, I don't know, 8 or 9 maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, and I didn't get to meet him. The line was so very long. And so and then the bus was leaving, so I left, but I met his manager, and he said, "Hey, Gene's recording a song, and we'd like you to sing some harmony on it." And so they called, about a week or so later, I went in, and I still didn't get to meet him. He wasn't there. He lives in Texas. And so they said, "We want you to sing from the very top of the song. Sing all the words from the top to the bottom," which seemed a little weird. I just sang it a couple of times, and not knowing what it was going to be. And he says the same surprise hit him.
Yes.
He had sang it by him solo. He said he thought he did a pretty good job, and he said when he heard it next, he said I was a duet. And then they were doing the Grand Ole Opry, the televised portion of the Grand Ole Opry. And it used to be, if you weren't there for the sound check, and they called it camera blocking in the afternoon, then you did not get to appear. You could not be on the show if you weren't there for that.
Oh, is that right?
I lived in Missouri at the time, and my flight was delayed, and I was so disappointed. Like, I thought I was finally going to get to meet Gene Watson and sing with Gene Watson, and my flight landed, and I literally got a taxi and just got to the Opry as soon as I could, walked in the door, and they were kicking off the song, and I walked from just inside the door out, and they let me go out on the stage, and he and I sang the song together again that we recorded before we ever even said hello or got to meet.
Well, talk about perfect
crazy.
Timing, exactly.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Now, another song that we play quite often is a song called The Record Book.
Oh, love that song. I heard that totally by accident. There's a bluegrass band, Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers and radio stations. He has Real Roots Radio, and I listen to the Hymns from the Hills that he has in the middle of the day, about noon every day. And that's when I heard the song, and I started crying. I was so awestruck by it that I got on a Facebook Live, and I just felt this immediate need to share. God, like was fixing my hair and makeup. It wasn't even done. God said, drop what you're doing and go sing this song for people on Facebook. And through my tears, I sang this song and then ended up recording it with the Isaacs, and it's become one of our most requested.
And it's a deeply moving song too, Rhonda. Yes.
Yes, I love it so much, and it seems to affect others in the same way.
Exactly. So tell us what advice you would give to the up-and-comers.
Well, I mean, I see these days everything wants to be so instantaneous, and I guess I came up in a different kind of time. But I always tell people to, perfect your craft. Take the time to perform no matter where you are. There might be like my dad, we always performed in a nursing home once a month at our local nursing home. And you always, no matter what else we're doing, getting back to the community. But I always say there's a place to sing no matter what. If you play or you sing, whatever you do, take every opportunity to play so that you've been through all these different circumstances. So when you do find yourself, out here, and also it's a lot of it, life is is basically you make money and you spend money. And I see a lot of people like, I want a bus like yours, and I want every band member to have a hotel room, and it's like you can't do that starting out with. And so you have to, kind of pace yourself and perfect your craft, perform, sing, and wait for that, find that right opportunity. And when you do, don't get crazy and don't get yourself in debt. You've got to manage your life and manage your business.
So share with us about your new album. I know you have recently released one as of last year, but it also features Jeannie Seely.
Oh, that's right. There's so many guests on the album. Destinations and Fun Places. We'll be doing a lot of songs from that. It has so many guests. I don't know how we got them all on the same. We should have spaced this out on other projects.
Yes.
Jeannie Seely wrote a song for me called "I Miss Missouri," my home state, and so she wrote it 18 years ago.
Oh wow!
And then she lost everything in the flood of 2010.
Yeah, she did.
And anyway, then she's the one who invited me to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry, and from that we've become really close friends. Anyway, so those lyrics started coming back to her, and she invited Aaron Enderlin and I to come to her house, and we got to finish writing it, and I recorded it, and that's what gave me the idea. It's like, I Miss Missouri. I wrote a list of songs. It became a game with the guys. It's like, how many songs are there that mentions a destination? There's the song How We Got to Memphis. We didn't end up doing that one. And Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I recorded that. It didn't end up on the album, but every song, Margaritaville, we ended up recording that, and Jeannie and Trisha Yearwood are on that song. Allison Krauss and I did a 7-minute version of Wagon Wheel.
And you did a beautiful
Sonia Isaacs,
a beautiful version of Country Roads on that as well.
Dolly and Cody Johnson and my fiddle player Adam Haynes. He created this beautiful string section that we get to play. There's lots of twin fiddles on there, so it's just a really fun project. I'm so thrilled.
So in closing today, what is your hopes for the South Granville Bluegrass Festival?
Well, I'm just excited. I get to perform there, and I hope the weather's beautiful. Bluegrass festivals are a family affair. If someone has never been to a bluegrass festival and they're going, what exactly is that? It's a place. It's really a place for fun and fellowship, and usually great food. And I just look forward to seeing everyone and bringing great music there. We're gonna have a fun day.
For sure. We sure will. Yes. I'm going to have you introduce the next song that we're going to play following this interview, but is the song we just talked about, "I Miss Missouri."
Here's a song my friend and Opry sister Jeannie Seely wrote especially for me about my home state. And you know what? It even includes the word squirrels. There's not many songs that have squirrel in it, but there's a few. Anyway, it's one called "I Miss Missouri."
Sounds good, Rhonda.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Have a good day.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.